How do you set up a profile that works? What are the key components?
I think one of my very first pieces of advice is that most bios that I see are way too vague. And I think that comes from the place of people don't know what to say. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, there's so much about me. Like, I'm a whole person. I like this. I like that. I like this. I like that. And therefore, they end up with a bio that's like, I like the beach and wine. And it's like, okay, sure. Like, what? So does literally everyone.
Everyone.
And so it's like, in trying to say everything, they end up saying kind of nothing.
So what do you recommend for that?
Get specific.
Well, there's so many things that are true about you that I feel like a lot of times our instincts will actually be to go negative, which is also, I think, bad. Where they'll be like, okay, I can't really tell you everything I love, but I could tell you the 5 things I hate. Nobody wants to, look at a profile and feel this like negativity, especially if it's things that are directed at other people.
Oh,
like you need to be XYZ. And a common one we hear from women, and our podcast is called Find Mr. Height, so go figure, is men will be like, yeah, women write on their profile all the time, like, no one under this height. And it's like, okay, you can swipe and filter that yourself. You do not need to be saying that out into the world and essentially kind of attacking people with those words. It's like, that's not positive. Even someone taller than that height is probably like, oh, okay, calm down,
Also, when people put negative things, like we'll see a lot of stuff about honesty or like looking for somebody who won't lie to me, looking for someone who'll be honest. It's like,
oh,
I doubt that a liar is going to see that and go, oh, she wants an honest person. That's not me. I should say no. Like, that's not helping you. That's not filtering anyone out.
that is so good. I say a lot, you can't build a love relationship on fear. And so ever, fear has no place in a love relationship. None. So this idea, if you go in with this mindset of, I don't want to get taken advantage of, I've been cheated on before, I don't want that again. Men have lied to me or whatever in the past. I do have, I have about 75% female listeners out there, but I know you men are out there too. But either way, so that's so interesting. I didn't think of it though in those terms, right? So when you're writing your profile, you have to think about what you do want, not, and I say this all the time, not what you don't want.
Right. What you do want and who you are, not what you're not.
Oh, it's so good. And when you think about business, we say the riches are in the niches. And I think like you're supposed to really niche down in a business to really, right? If I have cancer, I don't go to my general practitioner, right? I want to go to an oncologist, I want to go to a specialist. And so it's so interesting. I think dating in a way is the same way. You want to really get clear on who you are and not be worried about who might not be attracted, because that's fine. It's just as important who you quote unquote like repel as who you attract, right?
Totally.
I love that. Okay.
And a lot of times I feel like your brain starts with vague because it's easiest. But it's like, take your vague bullet points and just make it a little bit more specific. So like the wine. I love wine and whatever. Give me a specific wine. Give me something a little bit to talk about. And that's why I feel like sometimes some people like dating apps specifically that are more prompt questions as opposed to like the blank bio. Even me, I think the blank bio is way more intimidating, where it's just like, about me, you have 3 sentences and it's like, oh my God, I feel like I'm racing against the clock. Yeah.
Do I like anything? Like, do I have hobbies?
Yeah, exactly.
So do you suggest maybe having someone else write it like I did? It didn't occur to me that was.
I think it's a great idea. I mean, I even know people using AI that's like, here's a couple bullet points to AI. They draft you the first draft, and then you can make it a little more your personality from there. Because sometimes it just helps to have an extra set of eyes.
Oh, I love
One of the things that I do, so as part of my dating coaching business, I do profile reviews and I help people write profiles. But something that I always have them do is find 3 people from their target demographic. So those people don't have to be single, but like, let's say I'm trying to date men in their 30s and 40s. Find 3 men in their 30s and 40s. They could be your friends' husbands. They could be your friend, whatever. And ask them, tell me some stuff about me. And then you can use that. So you don't have to say to them, like, I want you to write me a bio, because a lot of times people will be like, oh, I'm not going to be good at that. Like, I don't know how to write bios. But just tell them, like, can you send me some stuff you like about me? Things you think are cool that I do, stuff that you think I'm interested in, and then go from there.
Oh, so good. Any other rules for the bio and for the pictures? So I want to go both places, but
my top would be variety. Sorry.
No, yeah, I agree.
Because I'm like, hey, I think it's cool that you're into hiking. If every picture is you hiking and every answer is about you hiking and being outside, I'm like, okay, well, if I don't love that one thing, I guess we're not going to work out. Right? Because people, some people are fussy. They'd look at your profile, see one line about hiking and go, oh, not a match. I think people that are really looking for actual connections aren't going to write off one thing that they don't have in common. I think they more look at it with that passion lens. Like, okay, clearly you're passionate about hiking the outdoors, but I sit there and think, well, what else is there? Or what else could I talk to you about if that isn't something I'm interested in? So that's my number one, is just like a variety of your pictures, doing different things, different settings, and different type of answers. So
I love
Allie,
it.
I'm sorry I cut you off. What'd you have?
No, I totally agree with you on the variety thing. I think like with the photos, I like to think about it as photos in a few different camps. So some photos that show your face, like this is what I look like. Like headshot, not an actual headshot.
Yeah.
Do not put a professional headshot on your dating app profile, but like that kind of zoom, you know what I mean? So that's like full face, some that are your whole body. So it's like, okay, here's an idea of what I look like in the world. And then things of you doing things. Whether that's like Erica said, hiking, or, if you like wine, maybe it's like you at a winery or you traveling because you like to travel. And I like pictures with friends as long as they are showing something about you. So like if it's just you and a group of people at a dinner table smiling, then I'm like, do we need this picture?
Right.
But I would love, like, I have a picture of me and my volleyball team. So like, this is what it would be like to be in my life. I would be doing this a lot. Like things that illustrate what it would be like to be in your life.